I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. Just stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some just stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is another awesome AMA brought to you live on our YouTube channel. So, I'm also joined by a fellow team member and co-host with the most. LA, how are you today?
I'm good, feeling good. Whoop, whoop.
Awesome, yes, a lot of great statistics to go over today. We've been literally, and I had to take a little bit of a break yesterday because I'm feeling the burn, LA. We've done literally, 20 AMAs in the last 11 days? I don't know, I've lost track at this point, but yeah.
We gotta give you a round of applause because you pretty much went from one AMA tour to another one with not much of a break in between. So you've been on AMAs for almost a month straight now.
No doubt, LA. Well, again, I do it because I love crypto. I love, getting excited about what's to come with L1X. I mean, again, if any of you have caught at least one AMA, I think that you can hear the excitement in my voice. And that's not to shill, or to get you overly hyped, about the opportunity, although that is definitely a side effect. But that's because, like, I'm passionate about crypto, and I've been here through the ups and the downs. Even if I didn't have a successful portfolio, I mean, I would be here for the tech. And I know that sounds really weird. A lot of people say, yeah, right, you're here for the gains, not the tech. But I really truly believe in what crypto can provide. Again, some of you have heard me refer to crypto as the great equalizer. And I honestly believe that. Again, it's a means of equalizing the playing field for everybody. Their financial freedom is not based on where they live or how they grew up or what money they have in the bank. It's simply a matter of whether they're willing to learn how to utilize crypto, and the technology that it provides to better themselves. And, maybe it is in terms of yield or gain, or maybe it's in terms of privacy and, being able to actually, bank yourself because, a large majority of the world is still unbanked. And again, crypto provides a solution for all that. So again, man, I didn't want to start things off on my high horse already, but yeah, a lot of awesome stuff coming, and it's been a great round of AMAs again, just nonstop, and even today I had another 3 AMAs today as well. One is with one of our long-term friends, Matt Bills. So that one was recorded. That will be out later this week. I love him, man. He's got such a calming energy. So we were just we could talk for hours. So that's coming out. Dow King dropped a killer video today. Again, that one was pre-recorded. We did that one about 2 days ago, I think. And again, for those that may be a little skeptical on what L1X is claiming, definitely go watch that AMA because again, we go over a lot of awesome info on why this is different and the true potential. And then obviously your bonks, we were joking about this internally, but I did a 4-hour AMA with Ebonk. So we got about halfway through, 2 hours in, Machu had to leave. So it was me and Jake from Dex Finance brought it home, but that one was a doozy. That will be again, that one was recorded, so it'll probably be edited down to about 2 hours or so. So keep an eye out for that. But again, just a lot of great info coming, and all of it is around L1X. And again, for those that this may be the first AMA you're hearing in a while, L1X or Layer 1X is a brand new blockchain that we have had the privilege of working with. We will be launching their launch DEX, or again the first DEX decentralized exchange on the chain itself, similar to PancakeSwap to BNB or Uniswap to Ethereum. We have the capability now, not only providing the launch DEX, but also everything that goes with that. So the volume, all the initial liquidity, all that will be through our own exchange, which again is extremely bullish. We'll talk about how and why here in a minute in terms of revenue. But that being said, everybody has really gotten excited about L1X. And what LA? I just looked before I got on. We're at 850K for the raise, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. We're closing in on
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit $1 million. I mean, by the end of tomorrow, it's going up so quickly.
Totally. And yeah, the more people that hear about L1X, the more AMAs that we do, the more and more people are getting in. So, yeah, and again, there is no more soft cap. L1X has guaranteed the allocation for us. So, as long as you're getting in the pre-sale, you are eligible for those tokens. So, again, check out L1Xpresale.com or any of our AMAs to learn more about that. Um, and get in while you can. There is going to be about 5 days left. I was speaking with Machu and the team earlier today. Um, there is some talk about maybe extending the pre-sale, but do not count on that. So at the very least, it would be to the end of the month. It would absolutely not go beyond that, but it may not even be a thing. So just get in before March 14th if you can. Again, that's not a call to invest. That's simply to illustrate the urgency or the timing if you want to take advantage of this opportunity. So again, March 14th at midnight is the set date for it ending, or if we hit 5 million before then, who knows if things go viral, we could definitely raise the remainder between that time. And there's a small chance we'll be extending it. But you have to realize, and we talked about this on some of the AMAs that are coming out, the appetite is there, meaning, L1X, the issue is not raising funds. I think people see, $1 million or just under, and I mean that's impressive for sure. But they think, well, with a blockchain this amazing, why aren't we, sold out in minutes? Well, you have to understand, L1X has made the decision to also decentralize their ownership of tokens. And what I mean by that is, a venture capitalist firm has already offered, again, I know three of them, um, that Machu, again, from L1X has said, have offered to buy the entire allotment. Again, all $10 million of the pre-sale. But when you do that, you centralize the ownership of the tokens. And even with a vesting schedule, which again L1X has, your tokens are vested linearly for the first 15 months, which means you get 1/15 of your initial contribution every month for 15 months. But even if that was a large, again, whale, for lack of a better word, that had those tokens, that means that there are, a large amount of those tokens in the hands of a very small amount of people. And that by proxy, gives a lot of centralization to the chain and the owners. And we saw that a lot with Phantom. Again, they were almost solely funded through venture capitalists, and that led to a lot of volatility on FTM in the early days of these venture capitalists wanting to get their money out and not believing long term. So, again, it's a conscious decision from the L1X team to offer this pre-sale publicly at an amazing rate to get it in the hands of a lot of DeFi users moving forward. So, LA, anything you want to elaborate on with that, or any of our AMAs before we move on to some other topics? Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say one really happy part about all these AMAs is we booked them with the intention to speak about the pre-sale and L1X and just talk about the opportunity and just all that L1X is, and obviously about the decks and everything. But a happy part of it has been that everyone is so bullish on our participation specifically with it, that they've wanted to know about the EMP protocol and everything that we have coming up, and they've practically twisted your arm to get more information on, what's ahead in the near future. And everyone that we've talked to and kind of given hints on what's coming with Fusion has been just so pumped up and excited about it. And the AMAs have ended up bringing a lot of eyes and excitement to not only L1X but to EMP, and I think that's just brought a spark of excitement and newcomers to our protocol. And I've seen a lot of people over the last week writing messages in our chats saying like, oh, I've got a few thousand, or oh, I've got 10,000, or oh, I've got 5,000 to enter the protocol. I'm new here. How would you suggest starting? And, that's a really good sign. That shows that we're doing our job, that these AMAs are working, that, we're bringing new people in, and that there is genuine excitement and curiosity, and people are bullish and they see what value we bring. Not only AJ as the team lead, but everything we're building here, it makes sense, and people see that. So
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And, that is, to your point, a fringe benefit. Obviously, these AMAs are to try to educate people on the opportunity of L1X and how we fit into all that. But that also creates an underlying buzz about EMP and DEX finance as well as the people and the ecosystems that will bring this to life. So, on that note as well, LA, we've done a pretty good job of painting the picture of the revenue that this could do, but I want to go over it one more time. Again, and please take all these numbers with a grain of salt, but just the pure price appreciation of L1X alone could be absolutely massive. And we had somebody post a great infographic in the Telegram and Discord today on, we've had this metric before in the AMAs where we say on average the layer one chains do an average of 42x from launch price. Well, that's every L1 layer one blockchain ever, meaning some of those are complete scams that maybe do nothing, or a 1 or 2x, and then the big dogs like ETH, BNB, Solana. So if you actually take a snapshot of the top 10 chains and what they've done from launch, you see a massive difference. I think what Ethereum, again, obviously it's the top dog, and that is a large stretch, comparing what could happen with L1X to ETH. But over the next few years, with all the tech that L1X is going to deliver on, I think that's a real possibility. And so, that was a 15,000% gain from the pre-sale, or not even pre-sale, from the launch price of Ethereum to where it was again at all-time highs of about 4,000 bucks. So, again, I say that all not to create FOMO, not to overly hype you, but to just paint a picture of the price appreciation and the potential that this has. And again, we've also I've invested personally. The EMP Treasury has also invested. Again, we nothing irresponsible. We're not betting our whole future on L1X, but we're definitely taking a large portion in hopes that I mean, that alone could 5x just on day one from what we have invested into L1X as well. So all of that is super bullish for the future. And again, there are a lot of milestones. L1X has to deliver on everything that they say they're going to do. But the fact that there's a working testnet, that any of you, again, please don't take my word for it. Go to the L1X Discord, literally right this minute. Well, don't leave our AMA. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our AMA. But after the AMA is over, go to the L1X Discord and literally ask for the testnet, and you can play with it all in real time. And so, to me, that is a huge qualifier that they are going to be able to deliver on things that they say they are. And even if they hit some road bumps or roadblocks along the way, even if they're able to do a portion of what they're saying, I think it's truly market disrupting in terms of adoption, in terms of scalability, in terms of interoperability, and security for sure. So I couldn't be more excited for what this means, and for EMP and Dex Finance, the revenue that this could generate for us is unfathomable. Again, we've given some hard numbers, but PancakeSwap alone does $400,000 a day in fees. Uniswap does about $4 million a day in fees. And again, I haven't done the math, but I would assume that if you added up all the exchanges fees from all the top 8 chains, which again, Layer 1X will be able to interoperate with all 8 of the top chains on launch, you could see probably $7 million a day in fees. And so, again, obviously it's going to be a long time before we're able to get that market share. But when with the incentive and the market or the capital efficiency that our exchange will provide, not only on the lowest fees, but the ability to use our DEX without a bridge. I mean, all the things that we talked about in every AMA that really showcase why our exchange will be better. The fact that it's more like a centralized exchange from the front end. You can do limit orders, you can do stop losses, but you still have custody of all your crypto. I mean, all of those things are real solutions that will drive adoption. So again, with that kind of fee, those kind of fees generated on the volume, even a small percentage of those revenue streams will be going back to EMP and Dex Finance, which could be literally tens of thousands of dollars a day to support PEG, to support Fusion, to support Detonator Reactor, any part of our ecosystem that needs the support will now get it through real yield. So yeah, LA, you want to again elaborate on any of that or any of those things you want me to go over more? I'm happy to.
I can't really think of anything to say to add to top what you just said or add more value, because just super bullish on the fact that it's going to be. I'm at a loss for words. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, LA. Well, totally. And again, I think that the people that have really done the due diligence on L1X and see the potential that this could create not only for them, as a chain, but also us as a DEX, and how all the pieces play together. I think it's absolutely massive. So, Old Man Crypto, he has a great question. He says, how does L1X protect their code base for again that people are not able to copy it and even with this revolutionary tech. So the short answer is, and again, this would be a really good question for Machu. I'll try to bring it up on a future AMA. But the short answer is that they do have some protections in place in terms of fair use. Again, copywriting and intellectual property protection is a real major gray area in especially in crypto. Again, about who you sue, who do you go after, because you can have all the copyrights in the world, but if there's nobody to sue or go after, then there's no recourse. So L1X has not made their code public on purpose. Again, I had to sign an NDA with L1X to even get a small portion of their code to see how it was operating. Honestly, you know, uh, I I've become a developer over the years, but I'm not. Again, that's why Jake, our head developer, I mean, he can write code from the ground up. I know enough to be dangerous, but I'm not a Solidity dev. I can't really make contracts from the ground up. I just can kind of put two and two together and look at how the logic functions. But everything I've seen, again, and a lot of it's over my head for sure, is showing that this is actually happening, and it is a new framework. Again, having their own virtual machine built from the ground up, it's very different on how things are able to actually uh, interoperate with each other. So again, they've been really careful with that. They've not let this code out into the public, and they're really focusing on being the first mover, meaning, even when this chain is live, they're going to be so far ahead uh, of the game in terms of being the first to market, being the true chain that facilitates interoperability, having all the marketing, having all the funds behind them. So at that point, there really is nobody to compete because they're already there, for the same reason, anybody can develop their own smartphone, but very, very few people are competing with Apple because they're the dominant, company in the space. So yeah, hopefully that helps answer that. LA, again, anything you want to add to that, or I think that I don't know. That's a great question, old man crypto. That is something that hasn't come up in any of the AMAs yet. So
Yeah, I think we should get Machu on to speak on that a little further because that's a great question.
perfect. So yeah, we'll make sure we bring that up on the next one, or if he shows up later, we'll bring him on. So all right, and then a few other updates here. Again, we're gonna try to make this one a little short and sweet, to give my voice a rest and get ready for the rest of the week. But Fusion is coming, and again, I mean, we've gone over it on almost every AMA. We're hoping to have something by the end of the month. Again, that would be quarter 1. As with everything in code, it is hard, and we do run into, making sure that we would never release something that could have some unintended side effects. And there's a major, major event that we really haven't talked about that will happen before EMP Fusion. We're working through that event now that, again, will set everybody up for the future. But I just want to make it perfectly clear that, now is the time. And again, that is not a call to invest. It's not trying to, shill EMP. But I don't want anybody that is a loyal, emperor or empress that's been all these AMAs. They're part of the VIP. They're part of our group. Um, I don't want anybody to be left behind. So if you have been a long-term supporter, um, and maybe you don't have as much EMP as you would like, or eShare as you would like. Again, everybody is don't ever invest more than you're willing to lose. Don't um, you know have your rent money going towards EMP. Please be responsible. But that being said, there may not be much more runway in getting in at the current prices. So with EMP Fusion, you're going to want to have as much EMP and as much eShare as you can afford to have. And when I say that, I mean that in both, whatever part of the ecosystem you're more comfortable with, maybe it's up EMP, maybe it's bonds. We haven't talked about bonds a lot lately, or maybe it's just going into more LP. Again, EMP ETH LP. As long as you're having some sort of ownership of EMP, that will be translated again into more ownership in the protocol when Fusion is live. So again, I just want to bring it up one more time. So nobody says, "Man, AJ, you didn't tell us." Now we're not prepared. So yeah, and LA, I know you gave a great analogy to a treasure map. So do you want to kind of go over that one more time, for sure?
Yeah, and I just want to, just for those of you who have a really hard time putting dots together, I just want to say there was a really key word he just said, and in a phrase he just said, he said, those of you who build up your position will have more ownership of the protocol. And if you recall, maybe 10 minutes ago, when he was speaking about how L1X would benefit EMP, he talked about the model that we're moving into with EMP. So if you can kind of tie those two things together, you can see why we're, building this treasure map for you and putting all these little dots all over it that lead to this big X in the middle. And we're telling you exactly how to get to the big treasure chest in the middle. And it's your choice whether you want to go on that little quest or not. But if you want to, you literally have the entire journey mapped out for you. And we're showing you exactly the way there and how to set yourself up in the best possible position to go into Fusion. There's no guesswork, there's no surprises. It's literally all laid out right there for you. So.
No doubt, LA. And again, I mean, we're not financial advisors. We're in a very, interesting position with managing a project. But EMP is 100% community owned. I mean, all we're doing in the background is creating code on the internet that interacts with this closed loop economy. So at the end of the day, it's up to all of you to press the buttons. We're not managing anybody's funds for them. And I know a lot of you joke and say, when AJ says not financial advice, that's the time to really perk up and listen. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please realize, that everything you're doing is at your own risk. But yeah, we have really done our best to illustrate the potential here. Um, and yeah, I think a lot of you that have been in the ecosystem, I mean, a lot of you built massive positions in EMP already and eShare already. And if you are one of those persons, congrats. I mean, you've taken everything we've said to heart, and now you don't have to worry about scrambling to add more to your bag, at these levels. So again, the whole idea is that we are able to reward uh, a lot of people that have been around in ownership of the protocol and have a whole new wave of new investors. Again, this is also really important here because, again, it's not about, just rewarding all the OGs, even though that plays into it. We want to have a system that rewards all the new users that come in as well. And we will see, a transition of, obviously taking care of those that have been here for the long run, but then also moving into where EMP becomes even more sustainable and more attractive to new users as we maintain PEG indefinitely, as we give out even higher APR and higher rewards through Fusion. And to Ella's point, having ownership of the exchange on L1X, I mean, that is the real revenue producer. I mean, it could literally 100x the amount that our treasury is able to produce at the moment. So, and that's ongoing revenue that isn't even reliant on new users. That's another really important fact, is that we have built EMP Fusion. Obviously, new users are amazing, and we want to have adoption. We want to onboard new people. But even in a worst case scenario, like we've seen over the last, 6 months of a bear market and everybody losing interest, I say everybody, but some people losing interest in EMP, we don't have to rely on that anymore because it's based on pure revenue from our treasury. that will reward all of you that do have ownership in the protocol. And it gives you exposure not only to Ethereum, but also other blue chip assets, again, through the reward mechanism, and the DEX. So, maybe you missed out on L1X, or maybe you didn't have a lot of extra capital to go into L1X. Well, now you still get exposure to the DEX through EMP, which again is a that's a big deal that I think a lot of people may not realize. And before I forget, there was one big question everybody keeps asking. Um, will it apply to Detonator and Reactor? So again, that is a little bit more complicated, but the short answer is yes. We will have options to make all of you that are in Detonator and Reactor, you will have options for sure. So nobody is being left out in the cold. I don't want to really specifically say because it may give away too much alpha on how we're going to roll this out. But absolutely, everybody in Detonator and Reactor will have an opportunity. But really, it's about prioritizing, your EMP through your LP positions, liquid EMP, nodes, up EMP, bonds, and then eShare outright. So yeah, hopefully that helps ease people's minds a little bit. So all right, cool. What LA? What else? Did I miss any questions? I know I want to end on a high note here with momentum. But before I get to that, was there anything else you wanted me to go over, or if I did I miss a question in the chat? If anybody has a question, feel free to put it in the chat.
The only other questions I see are ones that would cause us to reveal a little bit more than we're ready to just yet. So.
All right, perfect. Well, again, we're moving as fast as we possibly can with all this, but there are, some really important things that have to happen in a very particular order. Um, again, so we're just trying, and it's a hard job here, to have to kind of give everybody info without making it too obvious and, potentially shooting ourselves in the foot because ultimately we don't want to say what's going to happen and then have the potential. And again, I get yelled at for saying this, but we don't want the bad actors to exploit or capitalize on what we're going to do. We want all of you that have been here and listened to the AMAs and are part of the protocol, to have the most success possible, and then we can go public with this info, to let the next wave of individuals get in. So does that do a good job, LA? I don't know. I think that probably sums it up
Yeah,
without
for
saying too
sure.
much. Yeah.
No, it's true. You gotta be careful with that. We want to be able to have all of you good people to benefit from the information, but we have to do its best without letting the few bad apples who are listening for other reasons to take advantage of any information that we share. So.
Totally. Well, and again, on that note, the momentum has been absolutely insane. We're now back, peg is up. We broke back up past 0.22. Um, the eShare has been, killing it. It's on a little bit of a pullback now, but the reason that is in EMP as well, in terms of dollar value, even though peg is super healthy or going in the right direction, is that we had a huge market dump. So you have to remember, if BNB goes down, because eShare is tied to BNB, or if ETH goes down, that will bring the price down with it, even though again the ratio is actually getting more and more healthy in terms of peg. So I think the message is out there. Those that are paying attention understand what's coming, and that's had amazing momentum. And this is all organic. It's something that we say a lot, but it's hard to see in practice. Well, now you all can see it in practice. Is that we're not artificially getting paid up. This is 100% on the community, and again, just simply buying more than selling moves the needle in the right way. So, Bull, did you want to add something? I see Bull's here. Bull, sorry, brother, I didn't see you earlier. Did you want to add something to that? Go ahead, Bull. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that was maybe Bull's not here. It was I thought I heard some feedback. But all right, Bull, if you're there, you want to jump on, let me know. But yeah, I mean, all this is 100% organic. It's simply more buying pressure than selling pressure. Uh, Helps the peg go in the right way. And again, L1X is part of, that momentum as well. Over 850K that we have raised so far. Hopefully a million. We've been doing about 20 or 50 grand a day on that raise. So I think the word.
Yesterday, oh my gosh. Yesterday, I don't know if it was the full moon or what, but I feel like yesterday was just such a monstrous day for our protocol.
Totally.
The peg, the E share price, the L1X raise, everything just went up so phenomenally. I texted AJ at the end of the night and I gave him the numbers because I knew he had been taking a little break. And we just had a little mini celebration over text because wow, what a crazy, amazing day. And it's just a tiny little sign of what's to come. I mean, we're going to be back to our gift storms and Peggy dances soon
Totally, no
enough.
doubt. Absolutely, LA. You can probably hear my son in the background. He's excited too. So yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I mean, even before this AMA, we had an hour and a half developer meeting. All things with the ecosystem are moving along. I mean, there's just a lot to do, but we are, again, I've never been more excited for what the future holds for EMP, and these are things that are actually happening. We're not, saying, "Oh man, what can we do? What can we do to change, or how do we save things?" These are things that are in place. They've been, worked on for months in the background, and will be out very, very soon, to really continue the momentum in the right direction. So yeah, all right,
And it's just
amazing. Yeah,
so
go ahead. Yeah,
cool.
go ahead.
And it's just so cool to see Fusion so close to launching because I can't even remember like when we got on the first call to start talking about it. It was just so long ago. So just to see it come this far and be so close to coming out for everyone to experience is just incredible. And
Totally.
people are just going to be blown away when they see it. So I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, no, 100% LA. And again, please bear in mind, everybody, we're purposely not releasing a date because there's some testing that still needs to happen, the UI or the front end. I mean, we want everything to be perfect, and that's very hard. Perfect is hard to accomplish in code. So, but we want to keep our reputation. I mean, we literally have never been exploited. We've had 100% uptime in our protocol, and that's because we do the due diligence. So it may be a little bit after what we plan for, but you can know that we have again made it perfect. So as soon as we have a date, that date will be a date that we abide by 100%, and we don't miss our dates or anything like that. So we appreciate everybody's patience, and really, I look at it as an opportunity. Even being if I remove myself from EMP completely, it gives me more time to accumulate at these prices. I mean, again, I think once everybody sees the potential of not only EMP fusion, but also the revenue streams from the DEX, it's going to be a no-brainer of, man, I wish I would have been buying EMP, a month ago. So yeah, 100%. All right, enough excitement for one day. Again, trying to make it a little shorter today, so I can get my voice back. We have a few more AMAs this weekend, and again, the presale ends on March 14th. There may be a slight extension on that, but don't count on that. Definitely get in your positions before then if you're waiting for a paycheck or anything like that. It definitely will not go beyond March. So you can 100% plan around that. So all right, LA, any final words or anything before we wrap it up? Go ahead.
Yeah, just a big thank you to everyone who's showing up every day and helping others, sharing your positivity, excitement, even posting gifts that make other people smile. It doesn't go unnoticed. Every little thing that you do counts and matters, and we appreciate you, each and every one of you. So thanks for showing up and joining us tonight or today, wherever you are. And we're looking forward to the next one on Monday.
Yes, absolutely, LA. And that is one last thing I wanted to say. I mean, and LA and I were talking about this right before the AMA. Like, it's just incredible to see a lot of the community really starting, to step up. And we made a point of this a few AMAs ago. Again, not to call anybody out, but David Younger, he's been really helping out with our AMAs, converting into text. There's a ton of you. Vino Mystic, he took a position as our guild master for the Magic world. So a lot of our longtime community members have really been stepping up. And if you're part of EMP, maybe you're an emperor or an empress. We're always looking for help. So if you want to, help put in your brick or help, get involved in a heavier capacity, please reach out. And again, we're always watching as well. So those that are helping in a way that they're not expecting anything in return, those are the people that we want to reward. So please, definitely, even today, I had an amazing conversation with a longtime emperor. That again, we have some ideas on offering even more value just within our community. Um, again, as an added bonus just for being a part of EMP. So yeah, really, really
Yeah.
awesome stuff. Yeah, go ahead, LA. Yep.
Yeah. You guys have been seeing the AMA notes that have been posted. It's been David and Roarsome who have been preparing them. So if you see them in the chats, give them a big virtual high five for being so amazing and helping out, because that's adding a lot of value to our community, and they're taking their time to prepare those for us every week. So they deserve a huge props for that, and we really appreciate their hard work on those.
Totally. And yeah, Rorsum is another great addition. I mean, again, David has been around for a while now, and so is Rorsum, but he's definitely stepping up. So again, thank you to all you for putting in the extra effort. Uh, and again, as a community, we want to be thanking them as well. So all right, awesome guys. I think that's it, guys and gals. We're gonna wrap it up. Again, another awesome week at EMP. We'll have even more updates for Monday. Again, we're moving now towards our twice a week schedule rather than once a week. So Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're seeing again a lot more new users, a lot more. Even the views on the AMAs have been going up, which has been good. So we're starting to regain the buzz a little bit. So all right. All that being said, everybody have a wonderful weekend and appreciate all the support. No matter what, where we are in terms of market value or EMP, I know all of you have been super supportive and have my back. So, and the back of the protocol. I mean, again, we're all here because we want to deliver on everything that we said we would from the beginning, and failure is not an option. So, all right, good night, good day. We'll see you all on Monday. Bye bye, everyone.